Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Book Time with Elvis, with me, Mark, and I'm joined today, of course, by the one and only Sean Standfast. Sorry, Sean, couldn't resist. How are you, Sean?
I'm awake.
Remember, we've only got an hour or so.
Yeah, I'm awake, so I'm okay.
Well, that's something, I suppose. Yeah. You know you're alive when you're awake, right? So. Yeah, so you've been a bit poorly, and you were saying before we came on that you haven't done much in terms of reading.
No, I'm just so tired, and my brain is just not engaged. That when I'm actually awake like this, I just can't concentrate. So I've been sort of tidying up a little bit. Like I'll do a little bit move. Like it's amazing how it's over a week. Stuff sort of not piles up, but I mean it adds up. You can see like I got boxes here now of stuff in it. And like I've got 7 or 8 of these plastic boxes for stuff to jettison to sell, which are about 25 books in each box. 25.
All right, okay.
So I'm about a tenth of the way there.
And what about other things? How's it been going on the what do you call it? What's it front? The from the government.
Benefit stuff. Yeah. I still don't know about the one. It's called personal independence payment, because that's the one that I had the interview 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, whenever that was. But the one that they suspended at the end of last year has been reinstated, which is good news. So I sort of thought, okay, I'll be fine for my payment this month for June's expenses. Not quite, because they work it a month behind. It's like it's always starting the 5th of the previous month.
So it takes you into July.
Sorry?
It takes you into July then?
No. It's 6. It was April. So like the payments from April the 5th to May the 6th.
Okay.
And I get paid on May. That's the payment that I get paid on Monday.
Oh, okay.
So they've reinstated it, but only part way through. So I'll get half of it. So I'm still like I got a shortfall again this month. But then the following month, like I've said, I get 3 different kinds of payments. I can survive on 2, but I can't survive on 1.
Right.
So once I get the full 2, I'll be fine, which will be it should be June, middle of June.
Okay. All right. Well, fingers crossed for that then. That's all right. And what about the other thing with the house? Any news on that?
Not yet. I wasn't feeling well enough for them to come to evaluate it. So I've sent an email and asked for another couple weeks for them to come. So hopefully even by then I'll have a little more tidier.
That's got to add some stress though and make the health a bit harder, I suppose, doesn't it? So
well, that's the problem, because when you're renting, it can be sold out from underneath you, or not even sold out. Landlord just decides I don't want to rent it out anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm really in need of somebody to buy this house, or there's at least 10 houses within this little village here that's for sale between 55 and 70,000 pounds.
Well, perhaps we can, put it on Jenny's good nature. Jenny, want to buy a house? Complete with tenant?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I've tried, because somebody is working on potentially doing this, but the problem is whether they can get a mortgage.
Right.
Like, they don't have the cash to do it all at once. But the idea is they put a little bit down, and they'll probably add to some of my rent money going to them, and they'll have a house in 10 years. Like it'll be paid off in 10 years.
Yeah.
They plan on, if they can do it, they'll plan on doing it for a 10-year period.
Because I mean, it's not a huge amount of money, is it? Really? I mean, £55,000 for a 3-bedroom house, 2-bedroom house.
Yeah, 2-bedroom. Well, I don't know if it'll be 55. Like I'm saying, it's 55 to 70. So I'm assuming it could be 6. It could be 60 or 65.
I don't know. As a rental property, though, I mean, because it's been rented, it probably will be on the lower value side because, of course, the wear and tear and stuff. I think, there's not been as much invested in it probably, so it may well be on the lower side in terms of valuation. So,
but the thing is, it's like my rent more than covers a mortgage. So somebody puts 10 grand down, my rent almost doubles the amount of the mortgage.
Yeah. Got a few other comments. Helen's here. Hi, Helen. Hi, Mark. Hi, Sean. Hope you're both well. And Big Al Does BookTube is here as well. Hello. Happy Friday to you too. Jenny, if I win the lottery, I've got you all covered. Oh, really? Oh, cool, Jenny. Thanks. Yeah. I'm getting nervous having to wait the next 30 years to pay off my mortgage.
Well, if she wins the lottery, I want a bigger house.
It must be my turn to win the lottery. Well, yeah, no, it would be nice, eh? I keep thinking that, but then I remember I don't actually play it, so that's
the problem. Yeah.
Hey, Joseph, good to see you.
Hello.
Yeah, got like 11 or 12 people here. It's pretty good for the time, for short notice as well. I have to get the light situation sorted. You can see I'm kind of in the sunshine there and then in the shade, but hopefully the sun will go down a little bit more. That's why I made it a bit later, because I thought it would be better, but it isn't. Freeman's here. Hey, Freeman. Good to see you.
I haven't had a chance yet because he sent me all those Blu-rays. Like, what was it? 70 Blu-rays, 70 movies. And over half of them I've never even heard of. Like the new ones. It was like, and like his remark in the email was, I really am, pre-1965 film person.
Yeah, I mean, it was an impressive collection. I think I've seen a good bunch of them. Maybe not all of them. But yeah, no, I was thinking, because I know you said you always had one, but I was thinking, gosh, I hope he's got a region free DVD player after all that. So
well, these are all Blu-rays, but yeah, I do have a Blu-ray, a region free. And Freeman mentioned too that I should watch one and then do a bit of a review type thing of it, talk about it. But I may not be too kind to some of them. I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. I've not seen them. There's some I've heard of, but there's many that I just never heard of. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
But that would be fun to do. But again, I need to. I can't sit through an hour watching something most of the time without fading away.
Yeah. No, I get it. Randy Ray's here. Howdy.
Right.
Something I was going to say. I have some news, though. Actually, I do have an address now.
Oh, finally!
Been living here since August, and finally have an address. So, in the process of getting all that officiated. No, what's the word? I was in the land registry office on Wednesday, which was fun. I now have an address. So, if anyone wants to send me stuff, here we go.
Well, what have you been doing? Like, I guess just sending everything to the school?
Yeah. I send most of it to the school, but the problem, I've been having nightmares with Amazon, because Amazon use some, I don't know, cheap ass courier or something, and it's a weird situation. They're based out of Romania. I don't know how it works. They're probably just some kind of middleman that arranges different couriers, because there's no way, of course, my package goes to Romania and then back again. So they have obviously some partner here they work with. The problem is the partner they worked with here also has a partner here to deliver to these small villages. And their system will not recognize the correct numbering of this village. So the school has a number, but the number's also shared by a cottage about 1 kilometer up that hill in the forest, which is impossible to get to if you're a delivery driver. Yeah, it's just tracks. You'd need a tractor at least to get up there. So they were like not delivering stuff, and then not attempting, because they would look on the what you call it, the navigational thing or whatever, and see where it is, and then pretend that they were, had attempted to do the delivery, and they didn't. So at least now that I've got a number for here, you would have thought it'd been easier having the school. Then probably I can start maybe attempting to use Amazon again, although I'm not super impressed with them at the moment. I only really use them for the stuff, that you can do and get online. So,
well, you say that it doesn't go to Romania. Well, I'm thinking of Amy from Dusty Bookshelf in Canada. She ordered something from the UK, and I forget what it was. FedEx sends it to Tennessee or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And then on to Canada. So Canada dings it for customs fees.
Yeah.
And it's like Freeman with those Blu-rays too. Like, I've never, since I've been here, I've only been hit once or twice by any kind of custom fees and VAT ever for anything. And I've ordered way more Blu-rays in the past than the amount that Freeman put on these. Like, I've had 2 or 3 times the amount.
Well, sometimes the amount can be the problem. I have a lovely subscriber. I won't mention them, of course, but she sent me something she made and obviously had some form of monetary value on it, even though it was, homemade, and that got stopped. So I had to pay.
But you see, I've ordered in the past 3 times as much that were in cases, sealed. And these were, these are basically, you might as well call them used, because there's no cases with them. They were just in sleeves, and they dinged it for VAT and then a fee on top of that, for them to charge me it. Like, it's a processing fee.
It's random, probably, isn't it? So
what?
It's probably random, really, the checks and stuff. So
it could be, but I'm sort of thinking that I wonder if it has anything to do with the current situation, that they just start looking at stuff. I don't know.
Well, maybe we can ask one of our American cousins who's just come in to join us. So where is he? Oh, there he is. Well, I can't see him though, actually.
No, yeah, it's just a black screen.
Yeah, that's weird. Let me remove him. Put him in again. Maybe he's cut off because he's not moving even down. I don't know, Randy, if you can hear us, we can't see you, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not even moving in the thing down below. But I guess before he comes, or gets back in, I'll talk a little bit about reading, because I did actually manage to finish a few things. I was also off. Well, I wasn't off sick, but I was sick. I had, I think, a combination of like strep throat and allergies. I've still got the allergies because my eyes are weeping and everything. But I did manage to finish 3 books. One of them being The Wide, Wide Sea, which you've read.
Yeah.
About Captain Cook. Enjoyed it.
That was from Freeman as well. Fabulous book. Everything he's chosen has been great stuff.
Yeah, it was a good book. Hey, Randy.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hey, I'm on screen. Cool.
Yeah, we can see you now.
Hey, fellas. I'm not trying to be mysterious. I think Jenny said in the comments I was trying to be mysterious, but I was just on the phone.
Just reminds me, actually got a quick comment here from Helen. I rarely order from Amazon. They just leave things on the doorstep and drive off at high speed. No regard if anyone is in or not. Randy maintaining some mystery, and Amy's here. Yeah, hey Amy, good to see you. So just before you join, Randy, I was just talking about the three books I finished. One being about Captain Cook's final voyage, the Wide, Wide Sea. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Although it wasn't actually a 5-star for me because I didn't like, because I just read the Captain Bligh book. I felt he was a bit too harsh on Bligh, so that knocked down a star for me. But hey ho. But what I did enjoy was Blood and Guts: A History of Surgery.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and it was very good indeed. I think it's very much an overview, of course, because it moves very quickly through the time and whatever. But although I suppose you two probably had enough of hospitals, maybe it wouldn't necessarily be good reading.
They were wanting to amputate part of a toe here recently, so yeah, surgery's fascinating to me lately.
Yeah, I mean, we're just so darn lucky that we live when we live. Let's put it that way, right? I mean,
I did not want to get part of my toe amputated.
No, but if you have to get part of your toe amputated, it's better to have it done in 2025 than 1825.
Right? You're so right about this, man. Oh God, yeah. People actually wash their hands and stuff now, and there are antibiotics available to us. So thank goodness, because I've got this wound in my foot, and I'm not trying to be gross any of the audience members out, but this wound in my foot, it got infected, so I had to go in for antibiotics, and then I came home, and 2 days later I had the flu. I could barely breathe, and so I had to go back to the hospital. And I don't know what I said, but I said something right, because they gave me Dilaudid every 2 hours.
You probably
they've never done that before, but I was sure grateful.
You probably picked it up in the hospital, the flu.
I'm sure I did. Yeah, absolutely certain that I did. Which is, what are you going to do, man? I caught COVID in the hospital. That's been a few years ago. The first time I had COVID, I got it while I was there in the hospital and stuff. So, but yeah, I would love to read A History of Surgery. But yeah, they talked about doing a full amputation of my toe, then a partial amputation. I'm like, what's behind door number 3, guys? So. But yeah, they want me to stay off my foot. They don't want me walking around on my foot, because they said every time it starts to heal, you walk on it and you destroy all the healing. Which reminds me, if I have to log off all of a sudden today, it's because my wound care nurse got here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just so y'all know, I'm excited to be on TV with you guys. Y'all are cool.
Sean, didn't you get COVID from hospital as well, or?
Yeah, that's how I got it in 2021.
Me and Sean are just alike in so many ways.
Brothers from other mothers, right?
We are, man. We are, just completely. I have been posting videos lately. I don't know if y'all noticed.
I saw it.
5 videos in 5 days.
That's impressive.
That's real consistent for Randy Ray.
Going good guns.
Yeah. I actually, Michael K. Vaughn made a video about one of my videos this morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I logged in this morning, and it was the first video that came up in my feed, and it said, "Do physical books make you a better reader?" I didn't even think about it, but I turned the video on, and the first words out of his mouth were Randy Ray. And I was like, holy mackerel. So, yeah, it's an interesting conversation that's come up. I made a video about how to become a better reader the other day, and the suggestions basically came from a book by C.S. Lewis called The Reading Life. Mm-hmm. And one of my suggestions had to do with owning and reading actual physical books as opposed to ebooks. And because this is my feeling, and this is just me. And I do most of my reading on ebooks right now because my vision is failing. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard for me to read a paperback book. But one of the things that I miss about actual physical books is every physical book is a discrete individual object. My Kindle's the same Kindle no matter what the words are. It's the same object. But all my other books, they all smell different. They all feel different in my hand. There's differences in terms of paper, the size of the paper. There are books that I'm comfortable writing in. There are books that I'm uncomfortable writing in because they're too nice. there's some books I have on my shelves that I wouldn't even want to read. I wouldn't want to pick them up and touch them. But yeah, so it sparked an interesting discussion. And my feeling is if you enjoy the physical object and learn to appreciate it more, then you're gonna want to do it more often.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good for you if you're a reader, right? Habit, routine, that's good for readers. Anyway, I didn't mean to just go off on a rant, but I have taken I've taken some medication today, so I'm talkative.
All right.
Well, I will say that the virtual lacks for a lot of things, virtual many things, and the physical is better.
Yeah.
What you're talking about? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Where are we? So we got Lou. Hello there. Helen, I'm glad we're not living in the medieval times. Well, I mean, it's not even that long ago, to be honest. There's some weird things in there, though. He talks about Robert Liston, and he does that famous story of the probably not necessarily true, maybe apocryphal, but the 300% mortality rate in a single operation. I don't know if you've heard of this. He was the fastest amputator, and he had to be. So he could amputate a leg in under 30 seconds, right? So he's doing it in this auditorium. He's got an assistant holding the guy down, and he whips out the scalpel, everything. He cuts open the leg, cuts it off, realizes that he's cut off the fingers of his assistant, and he's done it.
Oh, no.
He's also nicked the coattails of one of the observers who's collapsed with shock and died from a heart attack. Then both the assistant and the original patient die from infection. So 300%, 3 people die in this one operation. It's horrific. So yeah.
There's a number on your numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of this stuff, there's one.
Surely that's not true. Surely that's apocryphal.
Well, I don't know. It says it could be, or it might not be, or who knows. But it's
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that comes from getting in a hurry.
Well, it shows that it's the fact that it is possible shows what it was like. I mean, I think the fact that he was so fast at amputating is definitely true.
Yeah.
Because he had to be, but
it's showing off how quick he was.
Sorry?
Well, was he showing off how quick he was?
Well, yeah, I think, but also, of course, because there's no anesthetic, he wants to get it done as quickly as possible, right? So,
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, when all you got's laudanum.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't know they were doing nose transplant or skin graft surgeries even back in like the 1500s, yeah? And they were doing it like they would graft the skin from the back of your arm onto your nose. So you had to go around for 2 weeks like this. So they built like a special helmet that kept your arm like it's not
oh my God.
And of course, once it was released, 2 weeks having been up like that, people were like in agony, of course, but at least they had, some skin on their nose and stuff. It was a great book, great read. Really, I mean,
we're definitely living in the right time period.
Well, there are some triggers for people, especially with animals, unfortunately, because they do a lot of experiments on the animals to work out if they can do stuff. But and even weird things like, oh yeah, he just cut off the head of one monkey and stuck it on another monkey to see if he could, that kind of thing. It was like, oh no. But the last book I read, and then I'll ask you, Randy, is I read one called Royal Navy versus the Slave Traders. And that was really interesting, I have to say. I don't know much about the West and East Africa squadrons and they're patrolling the waters, stopping the slave trade. But it was, really, really eye-opening and interesting read. So Randy, well, Sean, as you just said, you've only been making your way through that. What's it called again?
Time and Again by Simak.
Time and Again by Simak. But Randy, have you been using this medical-induced enthusiasm to increase your reading output? Or
I have been doing some reading lately. I'm doing a buddy read with a friend of mine in, I believe she lives in Corpus Christi. She used to be the head cheerleader at my high school. So when we were in high school together, we didn't exactly run together, because I was the brainy kid, and so we didn't run with the good-looking women necessarily. Well, they were good-looking, but just in a different way. But anyway, we're reading. She said she wanted to read historical fiction, and she wanted to read something set during the medieval period. So I picked a book for us called Company of Liars. And I don't know if you've read this book or not, but it's outstanding. It's set in the 14th century. The plague is going on, and they formed this little traveling group together, kind of like in the Canterbury Tales. But the writing is excellent. The woman's name is anyway. The author's name, I'm in the middle of it, but it's just great. I can't remember the author's name. No, it's not coming to Maitland, I think was her last name. But anyway, it's really, really good. I've been enjoying that. There's also a book I've been reading called, I did read The Reading Life by C.S. Lewis, which was interesting.
Karen Maitland.
Karen Maitland, that's right. Yeah, I knew the last name was Maitland, but yeah, highly recommended it so far. She's going to have to really screw up the ending to blow this book. Speaking of screwing up endings, I did read The Cabin at the End of the World for Horror Mayhem. It was made into a movie called A Knock at the Cabin, I think. Anyway, I did not care for it. I didn't like it because it didn't really have an ending. It's one of those kinds of books, and I hate that. I want some resolution. You know, that literary fiction trick of not giving us an ending and, well, what do you think it meant? You know, that seems pretty lazy to me. It's not a trope that I enjoy. Yeah. So I did read that, and then golly whiz, what was the other one? There's a book by Nick Hornby where it's a collection of his book reviews that he did. It's got something to do with being underwater or something like that is the title of it. Anyway, it's excellent. I love books about people who read and about their adventures reading. And then The Reading Life by C.S. Lewis was interesting.
I hope you appreciate, Randy, that I'm keeping hydrated. So
it's important to stay hydrated. Trust me, I've got a little something to drink around here too. But yeah, The Reading Life by C.S. Lewis is really interesting because he wrote it, but he didn't write it. It's a collection of things that he said about the reading life, but it was taken from various letters and other books and just splashed together into this sort of Frankenstein monster of a book that, you know, anyway, really, really good stuff. There's a review. It's got his review of The Lord of the Rings in it. His commentaries, there are multiple commentaries about fairy tales and how they're better reading for adults than most people think. And then, of course, you know, just stuff about how his dad had a library and, you know, bought as many books as he could afford and never sold one of them, so that he just grew up in a sea of books, which is a wonderful experience, you know. So yeah, but my reading is going well. I'm enjoying it.
Okay, super. Jenny, my bestie's a nurse. She'll have everyone better in no time. Hamster, hello, the three amigos. Enjoyed Randy's videos this week.
Thank you.
Jenny, you couldn't pry my Kindle away from me. And
mine either.
Helen, I'm glad I've already had my tea, amputations, and animal experiments. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's the other one I'm reading. I'm in the middle of The Island of Dr. Moreau for Horror Mayhem too, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's.
Never read it before. I've never read it before.
Didn't you read it last year, Sean, or reread it last year? Or?
About a year, maybe 2 years ago. I read it, yeah, and did it sort of a book to film. I think I did.
Yeah, which not the recent film. Well, recent film, not the 90s.
No, the Charles Laughton one that was banned in the UK until the 60s, I think it was.
Why?
They just thought it was horrible, I guess, for some reason. I don't know. I can't remember the exact reasons, but yeah, it was banned. They banned a lot of stuff. The UK banned a lot of stuff during the 50s, 40s, 50s, and so forth.
I just thought of something else I'm in the middle of reading. I juggle books. I have lots going on at one time, but I'm reading Cup of Gold by John Steinbeck and really enjoying it too.
I don't know that one. What's that about?
It's about it's his first novel that he ever wrote, and it's a historical fiction piece. They say it's the only historical fiction novel that he ever wrote, but I don't know that that's correct.
He
But
did
at any rate, it's about
King Arthur.
Henry Morgan,
He did King
pirate
Arthur.
Henry Morgan.
He did the King Arthur's stories, so that's kind of historical fiction, no?
Well, I mean, is it though? King Arthur being mostly a figure of legend rather than it's not like. Well, there was an actual King Arthur. He's probably just a warlord, and we don't have any real details about him. And the retelling of King Arthur and his knights to me is just kind of a fantasy story, like Beowulf. Beowulf wouldn't count as historical fiction to me either.
Well, I
But that's
suppose.
just my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting
That
topic.
$5 to buy you a cup of coffee if you're lucky. I had coffee this morning. It was so good.
I wouldn't think that historical fiction has to do anything with real characters. It's got to do with the setting that's real, the historical setting. Because even if it is with real people, they're not depicted correctly.
Right.
So I think it would.
So you would think Beowulf is historical fiction then?
Not Beowulf itself, but somebody who's writing a modern story about Beowulf, then yeah.
I guess the problem with King Arthur and his knights, though, I suppose, is if you recognize the existence of the King Arthur, it predates the period where he's commonly set in, right? So, I think that. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting question. How can you define historical fiction? But I see both your points. Kind of coming down on the fact that I would look at King Arthur and his knights as being historical fiction, but
Well, you guys both live over there. I'm in the United States.
Yeah. Anyway, you got Pope. Congratulations, by the way. You've got your
We finally got an American Pope. Well, after that meme, I was kind of hoping Donald Trump was going to be the Pope, but disappointed again. He just keeps teasing us with these memes. The guy is a master of social media, is he not?
or at least his team, anyway. But
yeah,
what
he's
have we
good
got
at
here?
manufacturing outrage, anyhow.
Jenny, bite your tongue. Arthur and Merlin and all the others are as real as Nessie. So, yeah.
Very good.
Well, I was off ill. I keep saying off ill. We had a couple of public holidays and whatever, but I was at work when there was work. But I was ill, and I spent a lot of time watching, rubbish really, but enjoyable rubbish. So I watched, for example, the Meg 2.
Guys, I gotta really go. My nurse is here. Sorry.
All right, no worries. See you later. Hi. The Meg 2. I watched Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was great fun. Great fun.
I think Meg. I'm not sure if Meg 2 is in the collection that Freeman sent me, but Meg definitely is.
Although I don't understand why some people say it's better than Jaws. It isn't, but it is fun. So.
Well, you don't have to get very good film to be better than Jaws.
No, but if you're comparing shark films, Jaws is a film, again, that is special because of what it, symbolized what it was.
I'll accept the word special as the un-PC view of special was.
All right. So, shark films. What's the best shark film then?
There aren't any.
Okay. All right then. Yeah.
Well, shark films don't do anything for me.
But there's still going to be some that are better than others, right? And there's no denying that Jaws is the industry leader when it comes to shark films. But I want to say I read the book when I was a kid, like 12 years old. I seem to remember taking it out of school library, but I cannot for the life of me remember it. So I may have to reread it. I have read The Meg and The Meg 2. So there we go. Jenny says Meg is a lot of fun. We all need some rubbish occasionally. Jaws doesn't eat whaling ships. The Meg does. Well, that's true. I did like Jaws back in the day. Yeah, but it was funny because I was listening to the radio, and actually maybe this is something we can play. I can steal it, right? Because I wake up about 5 a.m. and I catch the start of the early morning breakfast show on LBC, and I quite enjoy it. I'm sometimes on it, either on telephone or read out my texts and stuff. But they were doing like 7 words or less synopses for films, because this woman sent in a picture. She sat down to watch Jaws because the presenter, his favorite film is Jaws. Sat down to watch Jaws, and they gave the synopsis: small town sheriff hunt shark. That's all it said. Small town sheriff hunt shark. I'm wondering if you or anyone watching this maybe can come up with a short synopsis, and we can guess what the film is.
I can do it for one word for a lot of them.
Crap.
Exactly.
But it's not specific. It's not specific. We just got to guess what it is by what your synopsis is. So if you say, I don't know, think of something. Man crawls through tunnel of shit to freedom.
That makes me sound like Lady Hawk.
It's not, but at least you had a guess. I bet Jenny.
Well, because that's what Matthew Broderick crawls through the toilets to get to freedom in the film.
It's true, but there's another. Yes, of course, Jenny got it. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Freeman got it too. There we go. You see. So yeah, feel free to put some in the comments. We'll see if we can guess what they are. It's kind of a fun game. It is, of course, stolen, but from them. But I did find it quite funny. You haven't seen it, and you got it that quickly? Oh my goodness! Wow, it's a great film.
I've seen it, and I didn't even get it.
But it's a good film, though. It's not doesn't fall under the crap title, surely.
It's something. It's worth watching once. Yeah, it's not something that I need to watch again. And like Helen said that everybody needs a bit of rubbish. Yeah, but everybody's rubbish is different. One person's rubbish is not the same as another.
So Helen's got one for us. Boy looks round and no one is there. I'm thinking Sixth Sense, but he sees dead people, so they are there. Boy looks round and no one is there.
Don't have a clue.
I don't know either. I said Sixth Sense would have been my first guess, but I'm not sure. It's in his house. In his house. Boy looks round.
Home Alone?
Home Alone. Yeah, I think you probably got it. I reckon you've got it. Look at you, Sean, you see. Despite being an old...
Well, in his house, that's the other thing. And I've never seen that film either. I've never seen Home Alone.
Oh, it's a great film. It's a great film. Yeah. Yes. You see? What a game. What a game. You could give us one, Sean. You've seen a billion films. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of something.
Good brain exercise.
It'll probably be something that nobody will get it because probably nobody other than me has seen it.
Yeah, but you've seen enough mainstream films to be able to do this, even if they are from the 50s or 60s. Woman dies in shower.
Yeah, Psycho.
There you go, you see.
I'm thinking my brain's not working that well to do something.
I thought Jenny or Freeman might have one, or Lou or Joseph or somebody. Big Al, if they're still there. Come on, give us a challenge. Give us a challenge. Yeah, it is hard to put you on. Oh, here we go. Tourist attraction eats the guests. Jurassic Park, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking for a lifeboat. A night to remember, Sean's going to say. But
Well, yeah, that's what I would have said. Yeah.
Yeah, a night to remember. I don't know. Titanic 2. Someone was saying the other day there is a Titanic 2.
Oh
A
God.
genuine film.
I remember when I've never watched the whole film. A friend of mine, she came over. It was one of her favorite films at the time. She had it on video and put in, like, there was two cassette tapes for it. So I watched the first one and then the second one. Then my machine had a lot of taste and it started eating the tape.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't watch it. And she was just saying, well, you'll never know how it's going to end then. And I go, the ship sinks. She was not impressed. She was not impressed with my remark.
But of course, I realize I'm being stupid by going for films because we're a booktube channel. You could do this with books.
Yeah.
Orphaned boy does good, but it wasn't as good as he expected.
Oliver Twit.
Well, no, I was thinking more Great Expectations, maybe. But oh, Jenny, is this a book or a film?
Girl makes wish and regrets it.
Girl makes wish and regrets. It's Wizard of Oz. No. Wizard of Oz? Girl makes wish and regrets it? No, not Wizard of Oz. Girl makes wish and regrets it. Film. I don't know. Anyone else have any ideas? Girl makes wish and regrets it. It's from the 80s. Oh, it's Freaky Friday? No. Is that from the 80s?
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, yeah.
Oh no, that's not the one. The one with pink. I can't think of the name, and I recognize the actress that was in it. That was on Breakfast Club.
Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, something pink is in the film. I don't know.
I don't know.
Pretty in Pink. I don't know.
From the 80s, Pretty in Pink. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think. No. I don't know. Jenny, we give up on that one. You'll have to tell us. Lou, film. The two-faced ambition of being an actress.
The two-faced ambition. I was thinking of the two faces of Eve.
It's The Labyrinth, by the way, from Jenny.
Oh, Labyrinth. Okay.
Two-faced ambition of being an actress. A film about being an actress.
A Star is Born.
Is it Two-Faced? I haven't seen that one. A Star is Born.
Well, I was thinking of Two Faces of Eve, but it's not really about an actress.
Oh my God, we're awful. We're awful. Lou, we give up, I'm afraid. No idea. I can't think. Helen, book. I had a dream last night.
Now, if that was for film, I would have said Streets of Fire.
I think it's Rebecca.
Yeah, and I went to Mandalay.
Yeah.
I dreamed of Mandalay.
What about Eve? You were right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that is it. Yeah, because I said Two Faces of Eve, but yeah, all about Eve. Yeah.
So I reckon Rebecca. Yeah. Yes. We got there. we got there? Look, I've got an invite to an island, but not sure if I should go. Book.
Oh,
It's Agatha Christie's, and then there were none.
yeah,
that
that's what I was. That's what I was thinking. But there's quite a few that could be.
Could be. Got an invite to an island. I'm not sure if I could go. I reckon it could be that.
Oh, I got one for a film.
Okay.
Let's just still work on it. We're still
Yeah,
working
let's
on it.
see if Helen confirms whether we are right, if it is Agatha Christie or not. And then there were none. Yes, we got. See, we're on a roll now. All right, Sean, give one to our audience.
Yeah, well, see, I can do this because, well, I better not say it, but I'll say why I chose it. Some things should never be dug up in Egypt.
Film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things should never be dug up in Egypt. Has Jenny got it?
Yeah, but which one?
Yeah, Stargate would be a good one too. Which mummy? Yeah, well, the one from the one made a few months after Howard Carter. I don't know, one based on Guy Boothby's.
Well, that was sort of based on the original Mummy. They took it from, I think, Doyle, and a few others. Like they took the inspiration from it. Oh, no. But I will admit now, after watching the Brendan Fraser one, I did enjoy it, and
It's
do
fun.
have it on DVD, so it is enjoyable.
It's fun.
That was something, and that was, I think, Jenny's prompting for me to actually watch it. So so that is one that I poo-pooed about and said I would not watch it, but I did and enjoy.
So yours is obviously one starring Lon Chaney or somebody.
No,
Boris
Karloff.
There you go. So it's close. I think if I say Lon Chaney or somebody, that includes Boris Karloff. It includes Bela Lugosi and people like that.
Oh, here's another one. They all see through him.
They all see through him. The Invisible Man.
Yeah, it's too easy.
I Am a Librarian. Oh, that's from the film. I thought that's from The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. I thought that was a new synopsis. I am a librarian. Yeah. They all see through him. I've got one for you. This is going to be really tricky. It's a book. It's about 3 men and their dog. Taking a river trip.
Oh, here's one that it's so easy to get if you know the film.
Right.
An idealistic man goes to Washington.
Mr. Chips goes to Washington.
Somebody out there should get it because part of the title is in the clue.
So it's not Mr. Chips goes to Washington. Is it Mr. Chip? No, what am I thinking of? Someone goes, Mr. So-and-so goes to Washington, isn't it?
Yeah, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith. Where have I got Mr. Chips from? What's that from? I don't know. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. Oh, well, Lou got it. There you go. Yeah. Before we said it. So, yeah, Mr. Smith goes to Washington. An island full of treasure. It's like the worst. Let's go.
What's the movie with that he gets stuck on the island with the basketball?
Castaway.
Castaway, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What could it be? Yeah. A prejudicial woman full of pride.
Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, you got it. Oh my God. Oh, Emma. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's way harsh, Ty. Funny. Oh, book. Persuade me to read it. Ah. Uh-huh.
Made me to read it.
Yeah.
The Persuaders. I don't know.
Persuasion, probably.
Ah,
Yeah. No, it's quite funny even when they're obvious, you know. Yeah, Invisible Man was good. Two different worlds go to war.
I wonder. Could be an H.G. Wells story.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Here we go. Film. In need of a bigger boat. In need of a bigger boat.
Jaws.
You think? No. Unless it's Titanic again, but no, I don't think it is. Maybe it is Jaws. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's got a good one. The year before 1985, Sean. What book do you think that is? Animal Farm.
How about A Big Guy Goes to New York, but it doesn't end well?
Big. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah.
I just remember the Taco Bell commercials with a Chihuahua in it, and it had it was Godzilla, I think, at the time, and they were advertising it with it, and so the Chihuahua would be going, here, lizard, here, lizard, and he's got a box, to catch it, and then all of a sudden it's like you see the shadow comes up, and he goes, I think I need a bigger box.
See, I was thinking King Kong.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you meant Godzilla or King Kong.
No. Yeah, no. It was the Jaws thing. I think I need a bigger box, bigger boat. Yeah, it was King Kong. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. How about booktubers?
You could get in a lot of trouble doing that.
So after our shirtless Skype session yesterday, Sean.
I can't do that anymore because there's no Skype.
Yeah, that's true. It's gone, isn't it? So, where we got the chief's wife was a complete tart in the book. Have you seen Peter Jackson King Kong yet, Sean?
No, I haven't.
Short
is that the Brandon? Is that the Matthew Broderick one?
That's Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
But Jack Black.
Oh,
I think is the one you think of.
Can't stand the guy. So that'll be a turnoff right there.
Young woman lives with 7 little men.
Which version? The porn version or the?
No. My God. It was a fairy tale. Well, Adrian Brody's in it too, is he? Oh, I can't remember.
I don't know who Adrian Brody is, so.
He's the pianist.
Okay, good for him. If he can play piano. Okay, I don't know.
How do you know what I'm up to, Mark? I just do. Yeah. So, yeah, to go on and on and on. We should revisit someday the 1-star reviews of our favorite books. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well,
see
the
them.
other thing is too, there's been a few people doing it, and you shared one of like first lines of books,
Yeah.
which is good. And one of my favorite is, it all started the day I got my new false teeth. And extra points for anybody who gets that. Oh yeah, you're gonna check.
No. I couldn't remember. I'm actually not cheating, I promise. I just couldn't remember. It's not Frank Norris, is it?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. What is it then?
Coming Up for Air.
Coming Up for Air. I haven't.
Or George Orwell.
George Orwell. No, I don't know. It False Teeth. 1-star face hurts. Yeah, it can do. It can be frustrating, but I also enjoy what some of these people write. But well, Sean, not quite the hour, almost, but I suppose it's a gentle reintroduction to the land of lives. So I think if you have anything else, if you don't have anything else to say, we'll call it quits there. I'm going to head out with Elvis into the wilds of Eastern Bohemia.
Well, you could meet a furry little creature in the not a little creature, but a furry creature that changes. That's another film.
Werewolf? A werewolf?
Yeah.
I'm not sure quite what Joseph means there, but okay. Yeah, I did kind of know what you meant, but it did look funny. Thank you very much, Joseph. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your day to watch us. Sorry it's a bit shorter than it would normally be, but, both Sean and I are kind of getting off the back of spring illnesses, I suppose. So, we are. Yeah, I quite agree, Jenny. It was funnier, that's for sure. But, thanks, everybody, for watching. And I'm sure we'll see you soon. Do take care. Bye from us. It was good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Yeah, there we go. All right. See you later, everybody.